Hello, I'm James O'Hagan and this is Business Line, your global business barometer brought to you from the world's tallest structure, the Burj Khalifa in downtown Dubai. Social media giant LinkedIn recently reached 660 million users worldwide. The company has launched a new service aimed at facilitating freelancers and small businesses. I caught up with co-founder Alan Blue to get the latest.
So tonight we came to do our global launch for a new set of features on LinkedIn, which are focused on small and medium enterprises as well as freelancers. This new set of features allows them to represent the services they offer on their profiles and allows other people who are interested in contracting those services to find them easily. And we were thinking about where we would launch it worldwide, and we decided that Dubai, where we had talked to these professionals, and where the entire city is focused on the development of small and medium enterprise, would be a great place to go.
Around 95% of the companies in Dubai are considered as small medium enterprises. Now that contributes to over 47% of the GDP. So we believe that is the future, that's the current, present as well, and we would want to empower those businesses and those freelancers to be their best and find the services and provide the services for the other members on the platform. Today we are 660 million members globally. We are growing at the pace of 2 members per second. Here in the region, Middle East, North Africa, we have crossed the 31 million members, making UAE as the 4 million members our biggest representation in terms of members penetration in the Middle East.
What's LinkedIn doing to combat fake news?
LinkedIn is a place where professionals in every industry, in every geographic location, exchange news and information, which comes from an incredible number of sources, including our own members. The trust of our users that they're getting information that they can act upon through LinkedIn is key to our success and to our commitment to them. So we have a set of solutions, some algorithmic for detecting content which is inappropriate on LinkedIn. User reporting, so people can mark the things they think are inappropriate. Strong customer service force, which looks through the things which are being reported to make sure that we're catching problems before they become problems.
A host of decision makers, politicians and tech leaders descended on Bahrain for the 18th Business and Investors Conference. Their focus was on ways to harness the fourth industrial revolution for sustainable growth. We asked some of them whether big tech needs to be more strictly regulated to encourage competition and protect privacy.
So I came here to engage in a discussion about what does innovation mean and what does disruption mean and the fourth industrial revolution. What is this technological revolution and how do we take advantage of it?
Innovation moves fast, very fast, sometimes faster than the regulations. We need to adapt and move very quickly. Okay, technology and innovation is not going to stop. So this is one of the things that we want to highlight during this conference, is that in order for innovation to grow and foster, the regulations and the regulators need to move faster.
For the former Estonian president, Toomas Hendrik Ives, the EU's General Data Protection Regulation is a step in the right direction for consumer privacy.
GDPR, the regulation that came into effect in Europe last year, is a first attempt. And we are beginning in Europe to regulate the use and, more importantly, prevent the abuse of these massive amounts of data that exist. And clearly, there are things that need work, and there is criticism directed at it. Yet, it is important to point out it is the first genuine attempt to actually do this.
Beyond protecting data, how can fair competition be fostered when a handful of big tech firms can already monopolize entire sectors?
I came out of the travel business, and now Google has changed the algorithm that is pushing a lot of the big sites like Booking.com, etc., down on the search pages, and they're sending people to Google Hotels. As long as these companies can just do whatever they want, how does the little company compete? If we get regulation that prohibits some of that growth or control, it helps the small guy. But that's ironic too, because what do we tell little companies? You asked me a question about sustainable growth, and now we're punishing them for doing it so well, right, that they grew really big. So that's a hard line.
Cosmetics giant L'Oreal saw its biggest jump in sales for the third quarter of 2019, buoyed by strong demand in Asia, despite some weak spots, including a slowdown in makeup sales in the USA. We asked Remy Chadapo, L'Oreal's managing director of the Middle East, how the company is utilising the power of large-scale data analytics to hold on to its top spot within the sector.
Hi, Remy. Thank you for joining us. Can you begin by telling us how L'Oreal has managed to become the world's largest cosmetics company?
Well, first, L'Oreal has been a very sustainable and has had a very stable shareholder structure, as well as a very stable management structure throughout its 110 years of existence. We've only had 5 CEOs throughout this span of time, which has allowed to have a very decisive, very stable management and very stable strategy.
You've just announced your biggest quarterly jump in sales in over 6 years, buoyed on by the Asian market. Why is this market so key to the industry?
Fortunately, we have a very strong engine of growth, and most of the growth is coming from the Asia region, and more specifically from China. And yes, of course, there is always some healthy in-house competition, but Asia is really on fire right now. It's definitely one of the focus of the group, but it's not the only one. You know, we are having a great focus as well on emerging markets, to which the GCC region belongs.
It's been reported that sales in the US have declined. They're having a slowdown in growth. You know, what impact does that have?
The US has been a little bit tough for the past 2.5 years. It seems to be stabilizing now. And it's true, it was our biggest market until this year. So China has actually taken over the United States. So China is our #1 country, our #1 subsidiary since last September.
Large-scale data gathering is something that L'Oreal is really harnessing. Tell me about it.
Okay, so on the digital transformation, the group has been pioneering a certain number of subjects, be it data, be it media, be it e-commerce. We started our digital transformation many years ago, and we are really at the forefront of innovation right now. And we are actually entering a new phase, and definitely data can bring us such a strong and deep customer and consumer insights that will allow us to answer and meet with their most important needs. So this is absolutely a focus.
Remy, thank you so much for talking to us.
That's all we have time for in this edition of Business Line. Be sure to join us again next time for a roundup of the biggest business and investment stories from around the globe. I'll see you then.